Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time zone you happen to be in, and welcome to Taiwan Season Online Symposium 2020 Connecting with Taiwan. I'm Donald Hutera, and I've been doing this for the past 3 weeks, and this is the final week of this month-long Taiwan cultural global uh, gathering that we've been having. So thank you for being here with us today. This is the fourth and final informal interview that I've been doing with each of the four choreographers whose work was meant to be presented all of this month at Dance Space and Summer Hall in Edinburgh as part of the Fringe. And just as a reminder, on Wednesdays and Fridays, we've been having two-part, 2-hour webinars with experts in artistic practice, production, programming, and presentation. And later this week, the theme will be Indigenous Arts. That's Wednesday and Friday, also starting at 1 p.m. UK time, and supported in terms of English translation by Wordly. Everything in this month's symposium is being archived on Cultural Taiwan UK and Taiwan Season YouTube channels. So if you know of people who might want to partake of this conversation, you can direct them to that. But without further ado, I would like to invite onto the stage today's special guest, Hsiu-wei Lin of Taigu Tales Dance Theater. So please join me.
Hello,
Sure.
everybody. I'm the artistic director and choreographer of Taigu Tales Dance Company.
Ni hao.
Ni hao, good afternoon.
And you're in
Now
Taipei.
it's at 8 p.m. And today is Chinese Valentine's Day. Chinese
Ah,
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
so,
But I spend the time for everybody. Yeah.
so is there anything that you say to other people or people that you love on Chinese Valentine's Day?
But I tell you a very strange thing. Today is the door of the ghost open day too. It's a ghost festival days today also.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very strange. Yeah, but it's about the 1,000 years story about the Valentine's Day. So we don't say we don't say love each other because in Chinese way, if you want to share your love, you just give your husband a cup of tea. That's enough.
So I'm guessing
No,
you
no
gave
wrong. Yeah.
your husband a cup of tea today.
No, he gave me.
Ah, okay, good. Good, good, good. Well, thank you for being here. And before we begin, I just want to remind the audience that if they have any comments or questions during this approximate 45-minute session, just jot them down in whatever chat box you have access to, and we'll try and deal with those. And welcome to some of our repeat visitors to Taiwan Season. So, symposium. So, Hsiu-wei, can you please tell us about some of the most significant aspects of your dance theater career, uh, and maybe how you started training and why you entered? Just background about you, please.
Okay, I born on the coast of the northern Taiwan, and there were 8 of us. And my parents, they have a small business, and none any family have any touch with art. But when I dance, starting to dance as soon as I can stand. So I think I am a witch in my private life because they have some songs calling me. You must dance. You must dance. So I keep creating my own dance. I even have a performance in our living room, and and my neighbor need to trail the cookie and the candies uh, to change the tickets. Yeah. So I always dance very free, and when I was 16 years old, I enrolled dance school. And at that time, I met the master Lin Min, who is the founder of the Cloudgate Dance Company, the first professional dance company in Taiwan. And I joined the Cloudgate from 18 years old to 28 years old as a main dancer, choreographer, and rehearsal master. And I remember they give us the regular, very professional technique training. It's including, we have very strongly Matagram technique, and we took Jose Limon technique and Miss Cunningham and Evan Ailey, many of the Western style contemporary dance. And we took Chinese opera movement for 10 years in Tai Chi also. So it's very highly dance education for me. And so, and when I remember the last performance, when I performed in San Francisco, I doing my makeup on the backstage, and I start to cry. I don't know why. I miss myself, and the the 6 years in me uh, immersed again. So it's called me coming back to dance free, to dance my own dance. So at that moment, I feel very sad, but I think I need to leave Master Lin. I need to have my own dance. So I got the scholarship from the Asian Foundation and the Fulbright scholarship, and I participate in American Dance Festival as an international choreographer. And after that, I moved to New York, and I would like to join the Jose Limon company, but two of Jose Limon dancers told me, you must back home. You have your own dance. You must create your own dance company. So I decided to back to Taiwan, and I create the drama company and dance company with my husband. It's in the 1986, so it's very, very early. Yeah,
And
that's
that company is Contemporary Legend Theater.
yeah. So we are a company, and we are hand in hand and passing through all those difficult, and we grow up in our love and our marriage.
And I have a surprise for you, by the way. Um, I don't know if you can all see this.
Yes.
So this is my
It's
my
not perfect.
2013 program from Metamorphosis, which was
Yes,
at the Edinburgh
yes,
Fringe.
yes.
And do you recognize this man? Where is he?
He is my hero. He is my lover. He is my teacher. He is moving, how to say, museum. He is a moving museum for me. You know, we grew up in a very different culture. Even we live in Taiwan, and my parents, my grandmother, grandfather, they moved from mainland China 200 or 300 years ago, and Wu's parents just moved to Taiwan, and he's born in Taiwan. But you know, when he was 10 years old, he lived in Peking Opera School. So the Peking Opera raised him up. So
Mhm.
we have different culture. I took the West dance, and his mind is all in the Chinese culture. So when we have date, he always tell the story and his story and legends and about the heroes, a king and general story. It's all tragedy. It's not romantic, but I'm very moved. Yeah, so I absorbed the um, new strength from him a lot. I remember one night when I still in Cloudgate, because you know our Western style, we always structure our bone, our body, our muscles, right? Our shape. and our breathe. And he say, I can show you one thing. It's very mystery things. I say, what? What thing? He say, look, you touch my hand. Now my hand cold like ice. But if I doing my meditation, only 1 minute, it will burn like a fire. I say, I don't believe. What's the qi and the Chinese philosophy? I said, no, I don't believe that. And then now, and he sit down and he doing the meditation. Only 1 minute, his hands, fingers, from ice feeling temperature into very warm and red. So from that on, it's opened my wisdom and it's changed my mind. Yes, they have something beyond we don't know, but
And
he can feel that.
and what about what influence did you have on him?
Wow, he is a very strong actor. His body very in control, and he's working hard man. He very strong. He can live many people's work with him, and to going through the highly here, And he loved to share the fruit, and he is kind. He's very nice to the group members. So he is a movie star too. And yeah, he's a dancer, opera actor, and he sings with a Pasito from Domingo in Metropolitan Opera House one season, and the voice is very beautiful. So for me, he's handsome. He's perfect. For me, he's perfect. Yeah.
And you met when you were both dancing for Cloudgate, is that right?
Mm. Yes, because I dream to dance with him, so I work very hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm younger than him, so when I selecting to Cloudgate, I still I just sight of the dancer. I'm very little. I'm still weak, but I saw him dance. I just looking forward to dream to dance with him. So I work even Saturday or Sunday. Yeah.
Good.
So and finally we dance together.
And then you said you formed Contemporary Legend Theater in '86, and the following year
Mm-hmm.
was the formation of Tai Gu Tales Dance Theater.
It's a 1987.
Yeah.
We have a duet. The duet called the Myth of Last Century. Only duet for 17 minutes
Okay.
without music, only natural song. Yeah.
And what about the title of the company? Why is it called Tai Gu Tales?
Well, that's a nice question. I love to answer. The Thais mean is defined is in Chinese character. The Thais mean is a unlimited space. It's unlimited for me. The unlimited space is for your imaginations. It's inside and outside. So you can switch inside or outside world. Yeah. And Gu in Chinese character is defines history and times. The times is like in eternity, or um, eternity is a short, quickly like a 1 second, and or like 1,000 years. The step of the humankind is the time, and the tales is a story, is a legend, and is a civilization, is a primitive, is a step, a prince step. Yeah, so it's the your step. So it tells the story. So it's your emotion, the life story. So we call the tales, echo tales. Yeah.
So
And
we're dealing with unlimited imagination, time, and stories.
yeah,
So with all of that, those are very significant ideas. how does that translate into the work? How do you describe the work that you make for Taigu Tales Dance Theater?
I open very stranger words to audience. Actually, it's all came from my dream. I dream every day, every night, and I always can see the sight of the nature or the pictures. So when I choreograph, I'm not really choreograph. I'm following the dream. For me. I call that is a middle way, middle word. It's in between yin and yang. It's ever change, and it's between cold and hot, and birth and death, and love and hate, and with and without, and dream and awakeness. So it's change. It's like a E, like Tao philosophy. It's a mystery. It's a visionary. So everything's changed very fast, very quick. So only you can see is keep you right now, this time, and to send your kindness among people and make the earth better. That's what I want to call attention to audience. I think we need that because we live in this nature and the man-made disaster. So we need to love each other so our next generation can survive on the earth. That's what I want to send a message from my days.
And but how do you send those messages? By what means do you use? Can you talk about the stage imagery or about the body or about energy? Do you use chi in your own dance making?
Well, it's a ritual for me. The whole thing is just a ritual. It's a it's a ritual of the life. It's about the discovering and about the bestering and destruction and rebirth. So it's like a mother earth. For me, I'm like a mother earth. Sometimes when I choreograph, I call dancing is a maternal power, and I think this works need the maternal power. We need to send more kindness and more love to earth, to people, to human, to ourselves. So how I can actually it's a lot of touch, the body's touch. It's between men and the woman. The connection is very close, and maybe sometimes they will build up like a temple or build up like a scotch the sculpture. It's like
Mm.
the religion sculpture to remind us our the value of the humankind and the fire. The fire, because I always mention this piece from my childhood memory. It's very. I'm very scared about the ghost festival, but each year my villagers they all commemorate the the family members who's passed away or the essence uh, from the nation, and they were at night people were gathered beside the sea, by the sea. They were gathered by the sea and to launch the fire lantern. And the lantern like is a one line. It's like a belly cocoa and sent the regrets and the love to the um, boundless Pacific Ocean. And I just scared about that kind of a duck. You can blow. broke away from that kind of a dog for child, and the fire is burning, and the priest they dancing is a shadow. So for me, it's this the back of beyond all the images all came from my childhood,
Mm-hmm.
and talk about the love we miss somebody, and we really want to have the life eternity, but it cannot. You always feel sorry, about the life. And so this piece, I use the meditation and make the sometimes the dancer will be very very quiet because I want audience participate into the ritual, and they can get into inner inner essence of their body too. I hope audience can get inner essence of the body, because always when we see the contemporary dance, we want to see idea, theme, structure, But this piece, I hope audience can breathe, can feel, can space out and time out and slow down. Yeah.
And you're talking about Taigu Tales Dance
Yes.
Theater. I
Yes.
mean about the Back of Beyond, the
Yes. Yes.
production that
Yes.
would have been seen in Edinburgh.
Yes.
And with that production, it has had a long history
Yeah.
because the premiere was in which year?
1991. 1991. Because when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I can strongly feel the feathers floating in my womb as if she swimming in a dark sea. And it recalled to me when I was childhood. I see the rose lanterns floating in the dark sea, and to call help, they needed love. So now my daughter holding the first name, he's a participate in my dance. So I think it's a distance, because it seems like this dance is made for her, for every children's, for every life. And I sent a lot of the message about my spiritual. My spirituals I learned from our culture, our basic culture, the Taiwanese culture and Chinese culture, and I'm understanding of world culture or world classic, and I want to share that part in this dance.
So is that your role? We've had a very good question about how do you see yourself in the rituals you make? Are you the medium for Mother Earth? And when did this sense of purpose, did that come to you when you were a child, or do you know when, or was it always there?
It's always there. When I hear the any war music, I will tear. Turkey and Africa or American native native.
Native American, yeah.
When I read the statement of the Chief Seattle, the statement of Chief Seattle, that the statement of Chief, he talking about you can buy ground, you can buy river, you can buy mountain. He told the American, he said you can buy those nature. It's belong Mother's Earth, and I just tearing about that. Yeah,
Hmm.
when I was very young, yeah, I reached that statement. Yeah.
Well, you've talked quite a lot about your spirituality, the philosophy behind the work, the imagery, the dealing with your subconscious, your concern for the planet, the idea of love. Um, I think now would be a good time to take a look at a short clip from the back of beyond. So if we could do that, please, and then we'll return shortly.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So, by the way, if there are any technical issues with sound or image, as there were for me, I think it might be useful to rewatch this if you have the time later, or just to bear with us, please. So, Hsiu-wei, let's continue now. You mentioned before the audience, and I wonder, what role do they play in your work? What ideas or impressions do you want them to absorb and take away with them from the back of beyond?
I hope they can, because we always look outside. We don't have the chance or the time to look at ourselves inside and to really feel ourselves. So I hope they can feel the touch from my hand. Okay. They can feel the love, the air. My dancer tell me, then when they dance in dance, they feel they have an air outside, like they really dancing in the womb. They have some extra force or protect them. It's the priest, and I hope audience can get 55 minutes peaceful with themselves, and they can lay down those burdens, disaster, and noises from outside world. Just think about themselves, feel themselves. Maybe they will find how to love yourself and your family and people and earth. I hope they can get that kind of the message.
On a practical level, can you say a bit about how you work with your design team in terms of lighting, costume, sound, those elements? How do you fold them in to this internal, spiritual, sensual journey?
You know, about the costume. Actually, I made the costume. I paint the costume, and I paint the set too. You know why? Because in my memory, the first touch is the cotton. The fabric is cotton. You know, the baby, the nurse, they will pack babies with the cotton, right? Yeah, you sure that?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I just in my mind, my first pain is when the nurse open the cotton from my skin. It's very pain. So it's like how to say, became butterfly. I don't know how to say that. I remember one time when I performed in France, and you know the theater they invite over 14 children, the ages between 8 to 10, and after show, and I'm curious about what they think because the dance is so quiet. And are they sleeping? Did they sleeping in my dance, or they really enjoy it? So after that, they give us our 1 hour's talk with the children. Me and the children, we have 1 hour talk, and they show the painting. They throw from my dance. It's so beautiful, and they tell me they feel it's like a catapulter, quantum catapulter. Huh?
Caterpillar?
Yeah, caterpillar become the butterfly. The story is caterpillar become the butterfly. And for the adult, maybe say the death return to birth or memorize the life. If an adult will think about, but the children's not. And I remember when I dancing in Hamburg because the tickets sold out and they sold the standing ticket. And it's no air condition. It's in summer. In summer, international dance festival in Hamburg. And it's so hot. Even audience and the dancers so hot. And we can feel the heater, you know, in between the audience and the dancers. We breathe the same air. And after that, even in the France, the audience were waiting for us in the backstage. Even we will wash our bodies and clean our face. And 1 hour after, and we are so surprised. They have many audience just stand there wait for dancers, and they just want hope we can give them a hug, a hug, a hug, a hug. Yeah,
A hug, yeah.
a hug. And when I hug them, they tearing. So sometimes when I teach a lot. I teach a lot. I teach public sometimes, and everyone took my dance class where I cry.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm
Everyone.
curious, what do you teach? What kind of exercises or how do you conduct the teaching?
I remember I trained my actress when she played Medea. Medea, you know, the Greek tragedy Medea.
Mhm.
She is very, very beautiful, dedicated, very graceful, and he always want to do everything's beautiful. But she played Medea. You know, Medea who is kill her two children, right? And so I gave her class, and first class I let her lie down for maybe half hours into the dark ground, and I teach her imaginations and meditations. That's the underground water get into her body and just move like an ocean. And then he started to cry, tearing, because just release. You don't have to present. You don't have to present anything. You just back to yourself. And sometimes, yeah, that's the way I teach.
And do you also do that? Because that actress you were talking about is in the arts, but do you also teach members of the public who are not professional artists?
Same. Like you drink the water, the same water, different people drink it, have a different taste, different speed. Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you can make tea, you can make coffee, you can make wine, you can make white water, you can make hot, you can make cold, you can make ice by the same water. You will clean your soul. That's it. So even I teaching in Beijing dance college or Taiwan is same. Everybody will back their uh, essence. I think the natural essence, and then from that you grow like a tree. You know, you grow like a tree. You will go everywhere. Different people, different ability. You can uh, uh, how to say that you can strive to different directions. So that's the way is a very free. You know, I train my dancers in very freedom way, very freedom way. But every moment must be very precise. You must practice and practice, practice that kind of the freedom. Then you in chance you milking together in same moment. So you are in the same dream. So you know when I choreograph it, one dance, I need to train dancers 1 year. Yeah,
And
and 3 times each week.
and for this work, Back of Beyond premiered 1991, and then you just decided to revive it last year. Is that right?
Yes, yes,
And
because I stopped my dance for many years. Um, I want to tell you the long story because it is difficult time when 1995 to 2004. For a long time, I was administration director. I was a producer, fundraiser, uh, sometimes it's writer and choreographer and dancer. I do everything for two groups. So it's made me feel really, really hard. And at, at that time, at their piece, their schedule packs with uh, demonstrate and oversee performance. I am in charge management for two companies. And but because of the economic reason, my husband need to do movies to earn more money to raise two companies. So sometimes he need to leave Taiwan 3 or 4 months in 1 year. So I feel very lonely and I work too hard. I need to pay salary for 2 groups, a very tight schedule, and I'm still on stage. And it's driving me crazy. So 2004, after tour of Canada, Taekwondo, we got big success for the 10 performances. Audience give us standing ovation, and we perform in the States, the Joy Theater. And after that, I said, that's enough. I just like this. And I said, no, I need to stop. And another reason is the Peking opera, the Chinese opera, during that time is it's in danger because it's lack of the young talent. Our education is failed because they not use traditional way to train the tradition actor. They use the new Western way to train. Have you seen Chen Geiger's Farewell Concubine, the
Yes.
film? That's the way they train the actor since they was 8 years old. They need to live in school and they wake up 5 o'clock and they train and perform until 10 o'clock every day. So now they don't do that way. So we lost the talent of the young people. So my husband asked me, can we open training school? I said, we have Taekwondo theaters, we have contemporary Asian theater, another training school. No, that's enough for me. I need to raise more money. So I said, okay, I agree to you. I will stop my dance company because I love Peking opera. I think it's the most profound and beautiful performing art, and very, very difficult to train. So I decided stop my dance for a while. So last year, when my hometown, they hope I can recover the masterpiece, and they chose my piece is the masterpiece. They said, please, can we recover your piece? I said, okay, I can recover the piece I love. Actually, I have 3 or 4 pieces I really love. So I hope maybe after the Back of Beyond, I can have Life of Mandala, another. And
Other works that you can
yeah,
revive, but this was the first one since 2004 because you needed to rest and focus on training.
yes, yeah. So we have third company now. We have a young opera company. They are in 17 to 30 because we train them almost 10 years already.
So you are now again running 3 companies. How do you keep going, Hsiu-wei? What keeps you going?
Because now I work with young people, and sometimes when I feel tired, I always can see their face. They so looking forward about the future, and the situations here is not so easy for them. So I need to build a platform to them. For example, my young drama group, they are 24 years old, 24 years. They started to directing their piece. They participate Edinburgh Festival and Avenue Festival, Fringe, these 2 years. And so I want to send them to the international platform.
And
So
so you
yeah,
already know Edinburgh, don't you? You have been there before, obviously with Contemporary Legend in 2013, 15 maybe, and also with this young troupe. Yes, the young group.
yes, Yeah, next
And
year they're going to go. They're going to go to the Avignon Festival, French. Yeah, and my daughter, she prepared a new production, new dance next year. I want to help her. I want to help her build her dance career. Yeah, so I'm mother. I feel I'm mother.
so you're an artistic mother. You're an earth mother. You're a witch mother.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand when you talk about maternal power. Um, what does Edinburgh? How much importance is Edinburgh? Does it have for you, or
In Xinguo, well, it's paradise of art. You know, we've been performed in the King Theater. The first time is in 2011, 2011 with King Lear, and we got quite successful. It's full house, yeah, and it's a solo piece. And 2013, you just showed me with the Murphys. It's still in King Theater. For us, since 1990, the Contemporary Legends Theatre has been invited to perform in Royal National Theatre in London. So, you know, when I was very young, I performed. In Crowgate, we always do overseas performance. So for me, it's very natural. It's like a certainly it's very easy. Everybody wants to invite us, you know. So we're traveling a lot, and so we've been invited in Edinburgh Festival. We feel it's not so difficult. It's easy. We visit 2 times, but when we bring our new young companies here, I feel very difficult. They are they are out of festival. They need to fight for themselves. I think it's wonderful, you know, for the young people. And when I look at King Theater again, it's different. It's like a paradise. It's like a palace. You know, it's not easy to get in. It's not that easy to get in. So it's very good sample for Uxingo is very good sample for the young actor. They can chase their dream, following master step, and work very hard because the master teach very hard, very serious, and he work very hard. Yeah.
and when you go back to Edinburgh, knock on wood, next year, you will be at Dance Space. And do you know that space at Dance Space?
Yes,
You've been there, yes?
yes, I know. And my daughters dream forward to dance in there. Yeah.
Because obviously that was the intention this month, to be in Edinburgh, and then COVID-19 happened, and here we are. But with fingers crossed, you will be there next year. Um, what do you feel is beneficial about having artists in society? Why is that? What needs do you think your work meets? Is it about being in touch with our inner selves and slowing
No,
down?
about the 贡献者怎么说？devotee, devotee, devotee. You know what's mean? Devotee,
Devotee, yes.
devotee. You burn yourself to light up this world, and the art just like you give the wings to people so their soul can fly, and you send the flower to people. They can enjoy the life and the beauty and romantic, but you give them the sharp sword. They can
You give
cut
them what?
sharp sword, sharp sword.
Sharp sword. Okay.
Yeah, can cut violence, cut dishonesty, um, it can point the justice. That's why I want to tell you, be it dance or drama for me and my husband, various forms of performing art have one thing in common. They all examine nature, civilization, um, and visitors' feelings and humanistic value in response to contemporary world in search of eternity. There embody the essence of literature and poetry and incorporate Eastern aesthetic and philosophy. That's what I think.
Mm. And how do you communicate that spiritual uh, civilization history essence to your team with the people around you? Do you use words? Is it through movement? How do you find that and bring that out of them?
Well, I will demonstrate. If you take a one turn or one look, it depends on the speed. The meanings will depend on it will the meaning will decide the speed will decide what's mean. And if you touch the ground, you should let us feel the ground, the temperature of the ground and the quality of the ground. And that's the way I teach my dancer. Actually, my female dancer, they all based on contemporary dance training, just like me. And my main dancer, the men, they all picking opera actor. So
That's a
they,
good mix.
yeah, there's two different body must return their inner um, energy and their inner essence. Then I milk them together and I will guide them to the energy and the timing and the space and the imaginations. You know, they have a Zen master say, if you sit down on the beach, the on the beach, and you see the sunset, you sit there, you see the sunset, right? Then you close your eyes. Then the ocean and the sun will get into your body, and you can get the strength from nature. Definitely, yes. I'm not satisfied about the, the, the stylized of the technique. I'm not. I broke it away when I back from New York. You know, I broke everything away. I just tell
So,
you I didn't use music. Yeah.
so for you, technique is not so important as finding this essence.
No, my technique is very difficult. My technique is very difficult because I'm not satisfied normal body. I'm not satisfied that. I want they jump like wave. I want they step like drum. I want huge power or very limit timing, something like that.
So
Yeah.
it sounds to me as if it's technique, but you push it further to some back of beyond place,
Yeah,
perhaps.
because we have three layer of the technique. One is beaters. One is beaters. As as soft you can, as soft you can. Just you need to move very very soft,
Uh-huh.
And another one is animal, but not in the back of yam. It's in the back. It's in the life of mandala. It's like
So
a
soft,
tree, like a animal.
soft animal, and what is the third?
The third one I call is universe. It's a huge space. It has dantian, three point. You move with, it's more like a kung fu or tai chi. You face to space. Yeah, it's more wisdom. Yeah, so it's three levels from babies, uh, feelings to animal strength, desire, and you upright to your spiritual.
Huh. That's beautifully expressed. Thank you. We are running out of time. Just want to share with you a comment that how do you see COVID-19 pandemic from a spiritual angle, and will you produce a piece about this strange time?
No, I don't. I don't. But I will put my feeling in my creations, like the back of beyond. It's the old language I want to communicate it to the world. It's
Mm.
all in there. If you come to my dance, you will feel the strength from human being from my dance. And after COVID-19, the performing art need to think how to survive. We keep very busy now because we will try to create a new form of the performing. We're going to perform in the Taipei 101 with the digital, which with the technology and the live performance together. We will use different way to communicate it to the people, to insult the people's life, to give them beautiful life, not to worry about the health and the academic problem. I hope people can get the peace and more clever. Uh,
So
don't be,
you're
don't believe politics, please.
you're going to be trying out and innovating with technology, but also keep all of this history and wisdom and experience that you have developed since you were a child. You witch, you wonderful witch.
Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure to be with you today. So
Thank
Sheshe.
you. Thank you. 谢谢. Thank you.
And thank you, audience, for being here. This live recorded interview will be repeated from Thursday on Cultural Taiwan UK and Taiwan Season YouTube channels, and then available after that. And on Wednesday and Friday this week, there will be the two-part webinar about indigenous arts in Taiwan and globally. So do join us for that. And thank you again, Hsiu-wei Lin,
Thank
Taigu
you.
Tales Dance Theater, and thank you, dear audience. See you soon.